these facts are best served shaken, not stirred.
Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 facts about Spectre.
Spectre, Special Executive for Counterintelligence, Terrorism, Revenge, Extortion.
For this list, we've scoured through all of the information surrounding Spectre and have come up with a list of interesting and exciting facts about the 24th James Bond entry.
007 reporting for duty.
Number 10. Spectre disappeared from Bond films due to copyright issues.
This organization, do you know what it's called?
Its name is Spectre.
The criminal syndicate Spectre featured in many Sean Connery-era Bond films and was created by Ian Fleming with Kevin McClory for what ultimately became the 1961 novel Thunderball.
Spectre is a dedicated fraternity whose strength lies in the absolute integrity of its members.
Following the ensuing legal roller coaster, McClory was given film rights to the novel and its original characters, meaning Eon Productions was unable to use the baddies after 1971's Diamonds Are Forever.
Well, that's a neat trick.
However, in 2013, the McClory estate settled, allowing for the concept of Spectre and other characters to be used again on screen.
Welcome, James. It's been a long time. And finally, here we are.
Ironically, in Bulgaria, Spectre had already made its screen comeback in Quantum of Solace, because the term quantum was translated to, you guessed it, Spectre.
I answered your questions. I told you what you wanted to know about Quantum.
Yes, you did.
Number 9. Mockumentary.
Daniel was born to play Bond, apart from the thing.
Who said James Bond has to be serious all the time? In a sketch for comic relief, 007 shows his lighter side when it's revealed that Daniel Craig actually has an incredibly high-pitched voice.
I don't sound like a little girl. I sound like a big manly man, which is what I am.
And needs to be dubbed for the films.
Negative, there's no time.
Ooh, he bit me!
Take the shot.
Get off me, you cow!
Say take the shot.
Co-stars Ben Whishaw and Naomi Harris were both interviewed, while director Sam Mendes also commented on the process.
We can make the romantic scenes quite tricky, as you can probably imagine. In Skyfall, Naomi Harris found it quite a challenge.
Of course, Craig wasn't the only one with voice problems. Harris, who plays Eve Moneypenny, sounds remarkably like comedian Johnny Vegas.
But then he opened his gob and it put me right off any rumpy-pumpy.
The real twist? It's revealed that the actual voice of Bond is none other than Carr, Alan Carr.
The name's Bond. James Bond. License to kill.
What's that, love? Still too butch? Leave it with me, Toots.
Number 8. The first film for Daniel Craig since 2012.
Where the hell have you been?
While Daniel Craig may be best known for his role as James Bond, he's appeared in several other prominent films, including The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Cowboys and Aliens, and Defiance.
But no more. No more.
Recently, however, Craig has taken a break from the big screen. In fact, he hasn't appeared in a film at all since 2012, when he starred as Bond in Skyfall.
I think you lost your nerve.
What do you expect, a bloody apology?
He did appear alongside his wife, Rachel Weisz, in a Broadway play titled Betrayal near the end of 2013, which grossed over $17 million, so he's definitely not out of practice.
So what's going on, James? They say you're finished.
What do you think?
I think you're just getting started.
Number 7. Spectre is the most expensive Bond film ever.
Why should I trust you?
Because right now, I'm your best chance of staying alive.
Spectre will not only be the most expensive Bond film ever made, it will likely be one of the most expensive films of all time. According to leaked information from the Sony hack, the budget for the film all told is expected to be over $300 million.
I'm the money.
Every penny of it.
By comparison, 1962's Dr. No had a budget of $1 million.
Mr. Bond, I suppose you wouldn't care to, raise the limit?
I have no objection.
While 2006's Casino Royale came in at just over $150 million.
Should we up the blinds?
Filming in real-world locations, the cost of practical effects, and the salaries of several well-known actors have all contributed to increased costs. but we're thinking it was well worth the extra dough.
And I thought you came here to die.
Well, it's all a matter of perspective.
Number 6. The screenplay was leaked in the Sony hack.
Can someone tell me how the hell he got into our system?
The Sony hack was rough for several high-profile film projects, including Spectre. Emails revealed that Spectre was coming in way over budget, as discussed in our previous entry.
Does it look like we need the money?
And that the script needed serious reworking, especially the third act, which several people described as, quote, disappointing.
What do you say to that?
Eon Productions released a statement claiming that the leak was only an early version of the screenplay, however, so there's still hope.
But I won't consider myself to be in trouble until I start weeping blood.
Allegedly, the Mexican government offered filmmakers between $14 and $20 million to alter the script to portray Mexico in a more positive light.
Mexico City. What were you doing there?
I was taking some overdue holiday.
Number 5. Dave Bautista is the latest in a long line of wrestlers in Bond films.
This is one of those things you only see in a James Bond film.
Who better to play the muscle of a criminal organization than a 6'6", 278-pound man who literally beats people up for a living?
Oh, look out! Bautista!
Fresh off his successful appearance as Drax the Destroyer in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Finger to the throat means death. Metaphor.
Dave Bautista will return to the big screen, this time as a high-ranking member of Spectre. Believe it or not, Bautista is actually not the first person with a wrestling background to appear in a Bond film. Time will tell if he manages to become as iconic as Harold Sakata, who was immortalized thanks to the memorable role of Oddjob in Goldfinger.
Remarkable.
Number 4. Spectre was shot on 35mm film. For a time, 35mm film was the only film gauge you could use if you wanted to have your movie taken seriously. Over the past decade or so, however, the rise of digital projection has caused the popularity of 35mm film to decline significantly.
Today I've repeatedly heard how irrelevant my department has become.
Still, old-school filmmakers will tell you that the image capturing ability of 35mm is much better than digital video. Although Skyfall was shot on a digital camera, Sam Mendes elected to shoot Spectre on 35mm, joining Mission Impossible Rogue Nation.
This may be our last mission. Let's make it count.
And Jurassic World.
A whole new frontier has opened up.
As other 2015 films riding the return to analog wave.
Well, I like to do some things the old-fashioned way.
Sometimes the old ways are the best.
Number 3. Injuries on the set of Spectre. Despite frequently getting into gunfights and car chases, James Bond usually walks away at the end of the film relatively unharmed. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for Daniel Craig. Craig, who has admitted that he likes to do as many of his own stunts as possible, had to take a break from filming after suffering a knee injury on set that required surgery. When he returned, he was able to film face shots but couldn't perform action sequences, which were left in the hands of his capable stunt double.
Well, that's fine.
Number 2. Monica Bellucci is the oldest actress to play a Bond girl.
If you go there, you're crossing over to a place where there is no mercy.
Spectre seems to be upping its game in terms of the number of Bond girls, with Monica Bellucci, Léa Seydoux, and Stephanie Sigmund joining Naomi Harris as the ladies in Bond's life.
In Spectre, the two women who he hooks up with both have great mystery. They both have depths, and for that you need fantastic actresses.
Bellucci stars as Lucia Sciarra, a femme fatale if ever there was one.
She's an Italian widow with secrets.
At 50 years old, she is the oldest woman to be cast as a Bond girl.
James Bond is a part of cinema history, and I respect so much all the James Bond girls.
Not to be outdone, however, Seydoux becomes the 6th fully French actress to star in a Bond film.
En fait, si tu veux, tout ça, ça a pas beaucoup d'importance.
While Sigmund is the first female of Mexican descent to be cast as a Bond girl. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
For you,
Number 1. The Aston Martin DB10.
0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. A few little tricks up her sleeve.
We have Bond, we have our villain, and we have our Bond girls. The only thing left is the car. And boy, did Sam Mendes outdo himself here. The Aston Martin DB12 is a two-door coupe that was designed specifically for the film and was introduced by Mendes as, quote, the first cast member.
I love the idea of this fantastic car being in a sort of one-on-one battle with another incredible car from Jaguar.
The car goes from 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds and can reach over 200 miles per hour. Aston Martin has only made 10 units of the slick car, all of which will be used for the film.
We've taken delivery now of 8 Aston Martins. These are bespoke, these have been specially built for this film.
We cannot wait to see all the gadgets this futuristic ride has in store.
I don't stop to think about it.
Do you agree with our list?
If it helps, I feel a lot safer.
Which fact about Spectre is your favorite?
Me.
For more exciting top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Enjoy the movie. Right, I'm off to do some colouring in.